All right, Math 1, Unit 5A, Section 2, finding the next three terms. Number 1, we want to start off by deciding how could we get from the first term to the second term. Now, a good way to do that is well, even before then, is to look at all four terms and just to see if you see anything interesting. In number 1's case, I see that it goes from positive to negative to positive to negative, right? Some could say that oscillates between positive and negative. Oscillates means to go back and forth. If it oscillates, that's a good indicator that you're going to be multiplying or dividing. And it's a good indicator that you're going to be multiplying or dividing by a negative number. So let's look and see what would we have to multiply 4 by to get negative 16. Well, 4 times negative 4 gives me negative 16. Negative 16 times negative 4 gives me 64, right? See how it went from negative to positive because we had two negatives in our multiplying? And then 64 times negative 4 gives me negative 256. So the directions say to find the next three terms. So to get the next term, I'm going to take negative 256 and I'm going to say, well, times negative 4, and that'll give me a blank. And then times negative 4 again, and I'll get another blank. And then times negative 4 again, and I'll get another blank. So let's get a calculator. And we're going to need to say, well, negative 256 times negative 4. Well, that gave me 1024. If I multiply by negative 4 again, I get negative 4096. And if I multiply one more time, I get 16384. And there we are. That is our answer. Number 2. So just like in number 1, we start off by looking to see if we can find anything that is the same in all four of them. Well, this one's 3, and then I have 103, 203, 303, and hopefully pretty quickly we can see, well, every time they're adding 100, right? 3 plus 100 is 103, plus 100 is 203, plus 100, 303. So just like in number 1, we're going to continue this trend. We're going to say, well, we're going to add 100 here, and we get a new blank. Add 100, another blank, and add another 100, and we get our last blank. Right? So this one I think we can do without a calculator. 303 plus 100 is 403, plus 100, 503, plus 100, 603. All right. Number 3. All right, so we look at this and we see that it's negative 4, positive 24, negative 144, positive 864. So it went from negative to positive. So that's a good idea, or a good indicator that it's going to be that we're going to be multiplying here. So I'm not sure what would go up here. I'm going to be multiplying by something, but I don't know what it's going to be. Let's say, well, what is 24 divided by 4? Well, that's 6. So that means that 6 times 4 is 24. So here we'd multiply by negative 6. What is negative 144 divided by 24? Well, that's negative 6. So here I multiplied by negative 6 again. And then I take, well, 864 divided by negative 144, and I get negative 6 again. So all four of these get well, I guess 3 times it gets multiplied by negative 6. Okay. In later lessons, you're going to have to check all of them to make sure it actually checks out, that it's not just that one of them works, because sometimes they won't be a sequence, right? So like if this 864, if that was an 865, then our sequence wouldn't work because that wouldn't be multiplying by negative 6 there. You see what I mean? So, but this does work, so we were able to do this. So our next term, we're going to, again, multiply by negative 6. and then another negative 6, and then another negative 6. So just like in number 1, I'm going to take my 864, I'm going to multiply by negative 6, oops, that's a positive, negative 6, and that gives me negative 5184. Again, I multiply by negative 6, I get 31104. And negative 6 one more time gives me negative 1866624. Something that I don't really like about these lessons or about this topic is that our numbers get huge, right? So it ends up getting hard to say them and hard to, I don't know, copy them over. Okay, that's just something that we end up having to deal with. Okay, number 4. So here we have a negative number, but then it ends up going straight to positive. Okay, if it goes from negative to positive and it doesn't change back, that's a good indicator that we have an arithmetic sequence where we're adding or subtracting something. Okay, so if it changes from negative to positive or positive to negative and it doesn't change back, it's probably going to be arithmetic, which means we add or subtract. So let's see, what would we have to add to negative 18 to get to 82? Well, let's say, what is 82 minus negative 18? That's 100. So right here, they added 100. To get from 82 to 182, they add 100. To get from 182 to 282, you add 100 again. So just like in number, I think 2, we're going to continue adding 100. Okay. And again, I think we can do this in our head. We have 282 plus 100 gives me 382, plus 100, 482, plus 100, 582. And there's our answer. All right, number 5. Here's another one where it went from negative to positive, and then it stayed positive. So this is probably arithmetic. To get from negative 5 to 5, you'd have to add 10. 5 to 15, you add 10. 15 to 25, you add 10. So again, this one is just going to be a nice one where we're able to just do this in our head. You add 10 each time. So 25 plus 10 is 35. 35 plus 10 is 45. And then last up, 55. All right, number 6. We start off with 4, 12, 36, 108. Well, let's say that they added. What is 4 plus 8 gives me 12. 12 plus 8 is 20. That doesn't work. We can't use that. So we're not adding, so let's see if we're multiplying. 4 times 3 is 12. 12 times 3 is 36. 36 times 3, well, let's check that. 36 times 3, well, that's 108. So this time we're going to be multiplying by 3 each time. So we have our 3 blanks, because we're still getting 3 terms, and we multiply by 3 each time. So I'm going to take 108 times 3. Oops, not 33. There. So I get 324. I multiply by 3 again, and I get 972. And I multiply by 3 one last time to get 2916. All right, that is number 6. Let's go on to number 7. All right, number 7. I don't know. It looks like they would add. I'm thinking. What is 36 plus what gives me 45? 36, I'm thinking plus 9. Yep, so here I would add 9. And then 45 plus 9 gives me 54. 54 plus 9 gives me 63. Oops, I'm not adding 3, I'm adding 9 there, yeah. So I've got my 3 blanks, and after each blank I add 9. So 63 plus 9 is 72, plus 9 is, I'm thinking 81, but I'll type it in just in case, 81, and then last up you got 90. Okay. Number 8. 3, 12, 48. So because just in my head really quick I say, well, the difference here is about 10. The difference here is a lot bigger than 10, right? I'm not doing any hard math. I'm just trying to do abouts in here. So the first jump gives 10. The second jump is a lot more than 10. So I'm going to say, well, this probably isn't adding. It's probably multiplying. So 3 times 4 is 12. 12 times 4 is 48. And then 48 times 4, I'm thinking, is that, well, let's type it in. 48 times 4 is 192. Very good. So we have 3 blanks here, and after each one, we multiply by 4. So we have 192 times 4, well, that's 768. And then times 4, we get 3072 times 4 is 12288. And there we are. Now, something I want to point out on here. On all of these problems, we only had to add or multiply. Later on, you will have to subtract or divide, but we started off with some easy problems. All right. Bye-bye.